In the summer of 1863, after more than 2 years of brutal conflict, the American Civil War reached a decisive crossroads in the quiet farming town of Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Confederate General Robert E. Lee, emboldened by recent victories in Virginia, carried his Army of Northern Virginia northward in hopes of breaking Union morale, securing supplies, and possibly forcing a political settlement that would end the war on Southern terms. Opposing him was the Union Army of the Potomac, newly commanded by General George Gordon Meade, tasked with stopping Lee's advance and defending northern soil. What followed over 3 days, from July 1st to July 3rd, became the largest and bloodiest battle ever fought in North America, and a turning point that would reshape the course of the war. The battle began almost by chance on July 1st, when advancing Confederate units encountered Union cavalry west of Gettysburg. What started as a small engagement quickly escalated as reinforcements poured in from both sides. By the end of the first day, Union forces had been pushed through the town and forced to retreat to a strong defensive position along Cemetery Hill, Cemetery Ridge, and Culp's Hill. Though the Confederates held the field, they had failed to destroy the Union Army, and Meade now occupied high ground that offered a significant defensive advantage. Lee, confident in his army's fighting spirit, chose to continue the battle rather than withdraw. On July 2nd, Lee attempted to break the Union line with a series of powerful but uncoordinated attacks. Confederate divisions struck both flanks of the Union position, seeking to overwhelm Meade's army. The fighting that day was fierce and chaotic, marked by legendary struggles at places such as Little Round Top, the Wheat Field, the Peach Orchard, and Devil's Den. Union soldiers, often outnumbered and under intense pressure, held their positions through stubborn resistance and timely reinforcements. By nightfall, the Union line remained intact, though casualties on both sides had mounted to staggering levels. Thousands lay dead or wounded across the rolling fields and rocky hills, evidence of the battle's growing ferocity. On July 3rd, Lee made the decision that would define the Battle of Gettysburg and seal its place in history. Believing the Union center to be weakened, he ordered a massive frontal assault against Cemetery Ridge. Following a thunderous artillery barrage, approximately 12,000 Confederate soldiers advanced across nearly a mile of open ground in what became known as Pickett's Charge. Union artillery and rifle fire tore into the advancing ranks, inflicting devastating losses. A small number of Confederate troops briefly breached the Union line, but they were quickly repelled. The assault ended in failure, and the Confederate Army suffered irreparable damage. Lee's forces could no longer sustain the offensive, and the battle's outcome was decided. By July 4th, as rain fell over the battlefield, Lee began his retreat back toward Virginia. The Union Army, exhausted and battered, did not immediately pursue, but the significance of the victory was unmistakable. Gettysburg marked the first major defeat of Lee's army and ended the Confederacy's last serious attempt to invade the North. Casualties totaled more than 50,000 killed, wounded, or missing, making it the deadliest battle of the Civil War. The human cost was immense, leaving the town of Gettysburg overwhelmed with suffering and loss. The impact of Gettysburg extended far beyond the battlefield. Strategically, it shifted the momentum of the war decisively in favor of the Union. Combined with the fall of Vicksburg in the West on the same day, July 4, 1863, the victory strengthened Northern confidence and weakened Confederate hopes for foreign recognition and support. Lee would never again be able to launch a major offensive campaign on Northern soil. From this point forward, the Confederacy would largely fight a defensive war, gradually worn down by Union manpower and industrial strength. Gettysburg also became a powerful symbol of sacrifice and national purpose. In November 1863, President Abraham Lincoln returned to the battlefield to dedicate a national cemetery for the fallen Union soldiers. In a brief but enduring speech, later known as the Gettysburg Address, Lincoln framed the war as a struggle not only to preserve the Union, but to ensure that a nation founded on the principle of equality could endure. His words transformed the meaning of the conflict and linked the immense losses at Gettysburg to a larger vision of freedom and democracy. The Battle of Gettysburg stands as the turning point of the American Civil War because it changed what was possible for both sides. For the Union, it proved that Lee's army could be defeated and victory was within reach. For the Confederacy, it marked the beginning of a long and irreversible decline. The fields and hills of Gettysburg became a testament to courage, sacrifice, and the terrible cost of war, a place where the fate of a divided nation was decided, and where the course of American history was forever altered.